Look,
You
we've
know,
said this for a while that it's fine having cover. It needs to be adequate cover, and Arsenal have not had adequate cover for a very, very long time. And I'll tell you why they've not had adequate cover and the evidence that puts in front of us. 2 years ago, William Saliba got injured. The internal solution was to play Rob Holding. Rob Holding can't get into the Crystal Palace side right
no,
now.
right, yeah.
2 years later, William Saliba gets injured. We still don't have adequate cover for William Saliba. That's just William Saliba. We've been told for 4 years that if we keep playing Bukayo Saka every single game, he'll break down. We keep playing Bukayo Saka every single game. He's broken down. We've not got adequate cover for Bukayo Saka. Then we get the situation with Martin Odegaard that he goes and gets injured in international duty. Horrible. Really nasty. Really unlucky. He plays Trossard, stinky. Plays Trossard, stinky. Plays Trossard, stinky. We're finding internal solutions. Our internal solution is to play for Maneri when Odegaard comes back. How does that make any sense? So you haven't found an internal solution for Saka being injured, for Odegaard being injured, for Saliba being injured. And on top of that, I'm still trying to find a left back that's better than Kieran Tierney. I'm still trying to find a left eight that's better than Granit Xhaka. I'm still trying to find a centre forward that's better than Aubameyang. And half of those left me a long, long time ago. So why the hell have we not done that yet? Then I look at this summer. I was told I was very negative for giving it a 4 out of 10. It's horrendous to give it a 4 out of 10. Mikel Merino is poor. Poor. At fault for the goal today. Don't do enough for me. No agility on the ball. Turning circle of a bus. Slows the game down. Sideways and backwards. Have we got El Neni, or was actually El Neni better than this guy? Poor signing. Not taking us forward. Squad player. Not an upgrade on Granit Xhaka. Doesn't start in my first 11. Calafiori. Everybody wants him. The guy looks like a centre-back playing left-back. His positioning is dreadful, and he's more injury-prone than Tomiyasu. Not good enough. Raheem Sterling. Doesn't trust him. He's had to go through Saka, Jesus, and Waneri to play this guy. And he was the guy we were adding to our forward line in the summer. Stinky. And on top of that, we bought a goalkeeper that's cup-tied that he don't want to play in the cups. And people telling me that's an 8 out of 10 window. Give that a wobble, people, because it wasn't an 8 out of 10 window. It was a 4. But do you know what it was? It was better than this window. Oh, the summer was delightful in comparison to the January transfer window, because this January transfer window has been a -4 so far. It's a disgrace to go 18 days without buying anybody. I've just been on my channel, Billy, big up to him, Villa fan. He's saying everything that we want to be hearing. He cannot believe we're not buying anyone. He cannot believe we're accepting for mediocrity. He cannot believe we're not going in on the owners and the board. Well, maybe we might need to start to, because it don't look like they're going to do anything until we actually make a fuss, Lee. This is the problem we've got at the club. We all sit there and accept it. Oh, it's the 18th. Hopefully something will happen soon. Meanwhile, we go out of the cup. Oh, we're out of the cup. Hopefully we'll buy someone soon. Meanwhile, we go out of the FA Cup. Now we're out 2 trophies. Oh, hopefully we'll buy someone soon. We've got the Champions League coming out. We're going to lose both them as well. Oh, we have to go out of the Champions League against Girona and Zagreb before we actually go and do something. I said to Robbie today, when we do actually buy someone, they might need a few weeks. Job done. Dropped Villa. Got out to 2 cups. Drawn 8 games. Lost 2 games. Might be season done. Oh, when do we think we're going to buy someone? I've given so many names. Turkish has given names. You've given names. I'm sick of saying the same names. Isak, Gyökeres, Vlahovic, Sesko, Nico Williams, Cunha, João Pedro, Semenyo, Kudus, Mbuemo. Why am I saying all these names for? They don't want any of them, Lee. They don't want any of them. We're not linked with any of those names. So we might go another transfer window in the winter where we have bought nothing. And I'll say this lastly, because this does piss me off, that in this process, project, whatever we want to call it, in the 5 years we've been here, we've done nothing in any of the winter windows other than sell Aubameyang and give him away for nothing. Yeah. And the only other players we bought in was we failed to get Mudryk and we got Trossard. We failed to get Caicedo and we got Jorginho. And we bought Kivior, who apparently is no good because he can't play when everyone's injured. So what a shambles of how many? 6 windows it's been in the winter. Oh, and we bought Pablo Marie and Cedric on top of that. Brilliant. Not serious, mate. We're not serious about this.
That's what it seems to be like. You know what I mean? I listen. I back up Arsenal. Listen, I said it was a 7 out of 10 window at the beginning of the season because I thought like on the back of last season, just adding a few squad players might be the thing. Wrong. Absolutely wrong. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because everything's been. I didn't think that there'd be such a drop off on Saka. Sorry, not Saka. A drop off on Havertz. I never thought there'd be a drop on Odegaard as much as there is. I never thought there'd be a drop off with Martinelli as much as there is. Certainly with Saka getting injured as well has been a bad thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, listen, big up to Timber. I've got to say. That guy is running on empty at this minute and saying, "I ain't going to be long before he's gone down."
How is he doing that, by the way?
I don't know how he's doing it, but it won't be long before he breaks down. And you've got players at this football club that are earning a fortune with their feet up all the time. Like, you know what I mean, it's a disgrace. But listen, how can you sit there today and say, "Oh, we can't get this and can't get that"? I've watched a player today that would walk into our team, warm up for 73 minutes. Right? You telling me that this guy is happy at Aston Villa, right? He never sat hardly on the bench. He just warmed up all the time. So I don't know if you noticed that. Like, you know what I mean? He didn't hardly, he doesn't sit on the bench. He's just, you know what I mean? He's clearly not happy at that football club, right? He would walk into our team. You think he's happy about being sub? If you went in there and said, "Oh, we want to buy him 50, 60 million," like, you know what I mean? He's not going to kick up a stink. He'd rather be playing Arsenal and sitting on the bench. Huh?
They bought Marlon as well, by the way, Villa. Look, this comment here. They've actually signed another forward, by the way. Marlon. Yeah. They've got Duran, they've got Bailey, they've got Jacob Ramsey, they've got Watkins, and they're like, I think we need another winger. Oh, I'm sorry, mate.
He's not happy there. He's not happy there. He'd walk into our team. You sit there and you say to yourself, right, oh, Arsenal have come in for me, like, you know what I mean? Well, yeah, we don't really want you to go because we're happy for you to sit on our bench. Yeah, but they want me to start every week, play Champions League, or I ain't going to be able to play Champions League football, but I can play in the title race to the end of the season, like, you know? Do you know what? No, I know I don't want to go to Arsenal. I'd rather sit here, Mr. Emery, and warm your bench up. I'll tell you what, I won't warm your bench up. I'll go and I'll warm up for 60 minutes down the other end or right away from you. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? You could easily get him if you wanted him, like, but the fact of the matter is they don't want him. They don't want him. They don't really want anybody, Dan. Because I tell you what, I'm going to say it now. Cronkies, the owners of this football club, you've told me you're not really bothered about winning the league. Be nice to win it. But what you are bothered about is top four. Because I'll tell you this now, Dan, you know what I mean? Like, if Arsenal don't buy anybody in January, I'm not bothered. Don't want Arsenal to lose. But I'll tell you this now, I won't be going like pulling my hair out. Well, I ain't got no hair, but pulling my hat off, right? And having the hump and all that, like, if we don't get it in top four, I don't care. I don't care if we don't get top four. Don't bother me. Because at the end of the day, it's all about money. That's what it's all about. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and these owners are proving it. They had a great chance. We had a great chance of winning this league this year. On the January the 1st, we had still a great chance of winning the FA Cup, the League Cup, the title, and also the Champions League. What we'll end up with is top four. You happy about that? No. Am I happy about that? No. Any of you fans happy about that? No. Who is happy about that then?
Stan and Josh.
Right.
That's who.
There you go. There was a saying, like Russ pulled it up today. Good old Russ. Champions League means we can sign players.
Apparently world-class players as well, that's what we were told. World-class players.
So We signed, and the first way back into the Champions League, we signed Declan Rice, world class. Havertz, debatable, but still 65 million spent. Good business. We're now in the second window of the second season in Champions League football. I ain't bought no one that will win us the league. Players that might get us to top 4 and challenge. But seriously, are they good enough to win the league? No. And I tell you what, someone said to me today, like, you know, I've seen your interview, like, you're very calm. You weren't really annoyed and all that, like. What's the point? It's just, you know, you can rave and that, you know, Miles was just put on repeat interview 2 weeks ago or whatever, like,
Rinse
you know.
and repeat, mate.
Do
you know what? The reason I'll just come back in on that very quickly, because I'll tell you what, you're right. I left the stadium and I thought, meh, I knew we weren't going to win the league anyway. Can't be asked to really get too excited about it or too angry about it. I'll just have a bit of a chat. And it was on the way home that I got annoyed. I sit there and then I start getting more annoyed and more annoyed because the
Don't read his
realisation
press
hits in.
conference.
Then I hear the press conference, which I'm going to bring up now, by the way.
There you go.
And then I'm livid because I'm listening to this crud again from this guy, and he is either protecting ownership or he's just saying absolute madness, or he's trying to send a message, or something ain't quite right here, Lee. Something ain't quite right here.